Hello, physical science students. Since you have to solve some gravitational potential energy guess method questions for your next homework, I wanted to give you a quick practice problem to let you see how you set up, how you solve problems like that. So, for our practice problem, what's the gravitational potential energy of a zero point 0.5 kilogram apple sitting on a tree branch 5 meters above the ground? All right, so when you read it, I see two pieces of information the problem gives us. 0.5 kilograms. There's our first given. And if you remember, kilograms, that's a mass. So I'll just put M for mass next to that. And then my second given, 5 meters above the ground. Well, I know that if I'm measuring something in meters, that's a height. So I can put height, or I could just put H. So I've got my two givens, 0.5 kilograms of mass, 5 meters for height, and our unknown, what are we trying to solve for? When you read the problem carefully, it says, what is the gravitational potential energy? So if you want, you can write out gravitational potential energy. I'm just going to put GPE for gravitational potential energy. And for the equation, if you remember the circle that we had, it looked kind of like this. It said gravitational potential energy on top. Then it had M, G, H on the bottom. So since all three of those variables, M, G, and H, are next to each other, we're going to multiply them. So that's our equation. M times G times H. But if you look, here's where we've got an issue. We've got our mass, that's our 0.5 kilograms. We've got our height, that's our 5 meters, but then the G, what does that stand for? Well, if you remember, the G stands for gravity. And that's just a constant. On Earth, that's always 9.8. So don't worry about looking that up in the problem. Whenever you see a G, that's just always a 9.8. So I'm going to put 0.5 for my mass times 9.8 times my height, 5 meters. Here's where a calculator can be handy. So I'm going to plug in 0.5 times 9.8 times 5. And the answer the calculator gives me, 24.5. That's what goes into our final S for the solution, and we're nearly done. There's one last thing we got to do, the unit. If we're measuring an energy, what's our unit for measuring energy? Well, it's going to be joules. So you can put a J, you can spell the whole thing out. But that's how we set up and solve gravitational potential energy guess method questions. Hope this helps.